like the bubble push, I agree, is really good down in the pit. It's hard to deal with because I think the best way to deal with pit pushes, you throw bombs there, but it's hard to throw bombs when there's just 3 massive bubbles taking up the space. I think a really another good way of pushing if you're not having a tent though is if you can get someone on the top right for the defending side and then just stand up there. Really hard to push against that. So yeah, we're gonna see what these teams do. We got triple armor from the side of Congo and his minions. Let's see how that plays out. I'm sure Orion is over the moon to see this.
He's going to be using those armors, rolling around at the speed of sound, or going down right at the start of the match. A 3v3 situation right away, but a lot of green ink here from King of Congo, obviously. I mean, that's kind of expected when you have the NZAP and the Junior doing their thing. The pros going to be going down as well. Los Inklings kind of with their back to the wall. King of the Congo already have a power clam at the ready, and they're going to need to try to get some more map control here if they're going to defend this early push.
Yeah, Lost Inklings kind of getting rolled over here. Ryan already in the spawn. It's a full wipe on the side of Lost Inklings. But the problem here with King of Congo and his minions, they don't really have many clams. They have 2 balls, but they just haven't got enough clams. Ellis is struggling in the back to collect some as Orion just destroys in spawn.
I don't know about all those not enough clams. They're already down at 36. They still got 7 more at the ready. 9. They are pumping these clams in right now. And Los Inklings finally getting some paint in front of their base to maybe stop the push here. But the Tetras just jumping in, rolling around, and taking out equals there. Gonna be rolling to the base, doesn't have the clams though, so the push is finally gonna stop. But down to 15 in the first minute and a half of the map is nothing to sneeze at, and Los Inklings is gonna have to really focus here to get back in this game.
Yeah, Ryan was just doing the classic there, Ryan, where you just go into their spawn, you just kind of dodge around and hit a lot of shots, like, even getting the jump back in, like, he's getting a lot of work. They lose half their team, Lost Inklings now, they've only got the bubbles heavy and the pro, they're just trying to defend this, but it's going to be hard. I mean, this is such an aggressive team, you see, like, they pushed off so fast as soon as they got picks, and I'm sure they're going to do the same thing. They have a lot of clams, 23 in total, so this could be the end of the game if they get their clams together and they keep this push up, so this is really scary now for Lost Inklings.
Yeah, they are able to stop one of the power clams there at the ready, but Pancake right there, getting more in. Los Congo going to try to chase, but Orion coming right back behind him. The trade there is not going to be enough to stop the game because they needed a lot more picks, and that's already a knockout from King of Congo and his minions to win game 1 here in the first round of the top cuts. Just a really kind of dominating game there from King of Congo. Is there a shorter name I can call these guys?
Congo.
Congo.
I'm not
have
gonna.
the same effect. It doesn't have the same effect.
King.
But really strong game there from the Kingdom.
That's good. Okay, yeah.
They just really just like, I mean, they did everything that they needed to. They were so active with collecting clams and making sure that they always had some objective play going on. They really controlled the map really well, which kind of allowed them to do that. And they always had some kind of aggression, whether it was Orion going in with the bubbles, never stopping the aggression. He was always jumping in if he died, always trying to make some kind of play. And Los Inklings, I think they got kind of discombobulated by that aggressive approach, kind of separated, not really able to work together and execute a good game.
I think the term you're looking for is rolled. By the Tetras and by it was a tough game. Like King of Congo came straight out of the gate and just destroyed them. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was really one-sided, and I'm hoping that they can come out here with something really good to fight back as the triple armor comp again from Kingdom.
I mean, not a bad comp here. Hydra can really play the range game pretty well on a map like this, and I mean, the paint control that comes on zones from the NZAP and Junior can be really beneficial as, again, they already have the zone at the ready. Krakenmir is going to shark you with the splashdown, maybe get a pick off of it. No, just going to break some armors, but Tenemus is going to come down as well. Really good position for Krakenmir. He's able to get a pick on Ellis, looking for another, gets one on Ori, and a really good double for Krakenmir, trying to just stay alive now, not overcommitting. This could be really good for Los Inklings. This could be definitely a different game from the last one we saw.
Yeah, but they got to be careful about that Hydra.
Now, I was going to say that's play after play by Kraken there. Like, I think this splashdown was really big because you break the armors. That ends up meaning you're doing a lot of damage to them as well. So you do a lot of damage to them, you force them back, you cap zone, you get 2, you push up, you get a 3rd now. All the way in the spawn. Kraken's making a ton of really good plays now. They're going to, unfortunately, lose the zone, but then make some plays on their back, but unfortunately losing control. This is where it's scary now. This is what happened in the last game. They need to make sure not to allow Orion to just wreak havoc in their base. They need to kind of make sure they're sticking together, even in their base, and they're punishing him for when he does go for his overextensions.
Yeah, unfortunately, those Inklings there that kind of pincered there. They were not able to keep the zone, and as soon as they kind of lost control there, King of Congo and his minions were able to jump right on them and really just get basically a full wipe there. And again, now you mentioned Orion being really aggressive here in the base. Kraken trying to fight back out with the splashdown. They are going to get a little bit of pain on this right side, but Kraken kind of all over versus Orion, able to get the pick with Parador at the side, but it might just end up being too much. That's 3 down. Ooh, not 4 down. Teresa able to trying to clutch it out, but the bomb is going to take her out, and that might be the game. We see all this map here with only about 10 seconds left. Do you think they can do it, guys? Is there any chance here?
Unless they really get Congo.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think they would have had to all jump off the map, and then the enemy team would have had to like zoom or like speed run to there and speed run paint the zone. Unfortunately, like with such a big map, after they got so much control, it was just impossible at that point. I think that was really well played by the Kingdom of Congo, like being able to get all the control and push that far forwards just kind of secures a 10-point end of the game. You know, if you're in your spawn with only 10 points to go, we've won if you have that much control.
There was definitely a flash of resistance though from Lost Inklings there at the start of the game. Kraken did a really good job at coming in and taking out multiple members of the kingdom and like putting a lot of pressure on. It was just unfortunate the Kingdom managed to come straight back in with some like an insane wipe and hold the zone from there to 0 basically.
Yeah,
sorry.
That money though, look at that.
Yeah.
765 and 25 cents. We also got a donation a bit ago, a really hefty donation from SK Jenizen, I believe. $100 donation. This was at the beginning of the set. Came out at with a message that just says, yeah.
It's kind of a yee. It's kind of a yee.
Yeah.
And thank you to the anonymous donor for $10 no message. So thank you all our anonymous donors as well. Much appreciated. For our anonymous, our non-anonymous. Is there a word for non-anonymous? Like non? I don't know. But you know,
thanks anonymous.
Is anonymous.
I was thinking that it would be anonymous.
Isn't no, anonymous like? You know, it's like Latin or whatever for like without or something.
Yeah, anonymous. You're right.
I kind of know language structures.
I didn't know anonymous was an actual word. You know, anonymous.
I don't know if it is. It's a neologism.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just googled it.
My brain can't do this, guys.
I don't understand either. I can't do words.
I'm here to talk about Splatoon. So
yeah, same thing.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about how Lost Inklings. I think they were able to get you know, like you mentioned, a flash of resistance there. I think that at the beginning of that set, they definitely were able to make some good play calls. Kraken really taking a lot of initiative. To use his special as well as his teammates' specials to really make some aggressive plays. He found members of King of Congo that were mispositioned and really attacked them and basically got a triple at the end of the game. But kind of I feel like after that initial burst, they didn't really have an idea of how they wanted to hold the zone. And on a map like New Albacore Hotel, if you don't kind of know exactly what you wanted to do, if you don't hold down the fort in every key area with like conviction, you can lose that map control really easily. And I think that as soon as that King of Congo kind of broke through, it was all downhill from there. Really, Lost Inklings just kind of spiraled and snowballed back into their base, and they weren't able to fight back. But going into Rainmaker Surge here, this is quite a different map, very different gameplay we might see here. What do you guys think Lost Inklings can really improve on here to stand a chance?
Well, I mean, before we talk about improvement, I just want to quickly mention both this game and the last game, Lost Inklings Equals has brought the NZAP 89. So, I'm just gonna ask Matt, what do you think the brain behind that? Like, what do you think he's thinking about when he makes that pick?
I would have no idea. I don't know why you pick it. But I mean, it's probably a comfort pick, probably what they like playing. I can't justify it apart from that. So hopefully they're going to find some use out of it here. They do get a lot of missiles, and they are close to their second set of missiles very early on. So that is the benefit, but not as strong as well. But they do get the splashdown here. Getting 2, that's a really, really nice job for the ends up. They're going to be popping it now. That's 2 down on the side of King Congo. So that's what they need to do. But unfortunately, they are losing one themselves, resetting it. So it's another even situation, but they don't have control of mid. So they are going to get some specials to get back in if they want to stay there, keep their head in the series.
Yeah, they definitely need to be careful here about splitting up, because they do see. It seems like once they do get some positive momentum, they kind of separate from each other, and they're not able to keep up the pressure like as an organized unit. I feel like they get a good couple picks, and then they move out without kind of a game plan, and it really, King of Congo is just able to execute so well, find whoever it is out of position and really just act on it. We see them trying to push this left side here. Cargo trying to take a nice position here above them, but he's going to end up dropping down. We're just going to see they can get the pick on the Rainmaker, but the second armor and Clown coming to help is really going to make that difficult for them there. As how do they defend this? How do they defend this with all this map control and all these armors coming out from King of Congo?
They just need to use the missiles and use the missiles and get Kraken in. I think that's kind of what's going on here. Like, they need to pressure Kingdom with the missiles to stop them from pushing so heavy, and then get Kraken there to just take apart the enemy team. I mean, the Hydra's great with the range, but as soon as you get close, the brush should be able to dodge around it and take Pancake out. And I think Pancake's been doing a really good job here at helping enable Kingdom from getting pushes, just like that one, which got them even closer to the podium, down to 13, which is going to make it so much harder for Lost Inklings.
And Teresa just trying to get the Rainmaker out as far as they can, but really losing those members like that is not going to help Lost Inklings get back in this game. If they keep rushing the Rainmaker out like that, they're not really taking the time to get map control. They're not pushing anyone ahead of the objective, and it kind of just ends up being another, like, oh, we have a member down situation where they snowball from there. Like, it's kind of been a repeated theme throughout this game so far. Not sure if you do see kind of a similar trend here, Matt, because I feel like it's getting really difficult to see a winning way in this game for those Inklings, the way they're playing.
I mean, I think right now it's very hard because I think at the end of the day, the players on King Congo are just very fundamentally, mechanically strong players. You know, they have very good individual, mechanics and decision making. We see Orion just go in and just his movement and aim was able to take out 2 by himself, and then Pan and Coke able to take out 2 with the Rainmaker. That's a wipe, and that's the game won. I think at the end of the day, Polaris are just like such strong individual members, you know, like as a team, and such a strong team as well. It's going to be really hard for Lost Inkling to do something. I think they might have wanted to maybe try and poke more with bombs to get rid of the armors, because, you know, there were so many. I think they might have needed to not go out of spawn alone as often. But I think at the end of the day, King of Congo and his minions are just extremely